Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for October 8th, 2023, and it is getting cooler outside. We're into October, into the fall, getting into the holidays, and Oktoberfest coming up. That's going to break my 2023 alcohol-free winning streak, but I'll probably get back to that. But enough about me. Let's get into talking about some great Transformers that are going on this week, some stuff in all the different scales. This Crystar's up for pre-order this week, and I gotta say, let's support it. Probably the only thing in this wave I care about. Okay, for sure the only thing in this wave I care about. But we'll talk a little bit more about that, and then we're gonna get into some miscellaneous stuff. There's some Boss Fight Studios with their Fraggles. There's some small news, just a little bit of news about a really big project from Super 7, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Also, there's a big project from Mondo, this Beastman. If you're into the 1/6 scale, then I'm going to give you the timeline that you need to order this, and a hint, it's within less than a week. And there's a new toy line being launched by Shardos Prime. We are going to talk quickly about that Streets of Rage, Streets Humans, and then this is it. Let's just be clear about this. This is all the news for Star Wars, but we'll talk about it coming up. Okay, getting started with what is new at ShowZ. I need to apologize because when I do the what's new at ShowZ, I'm spending a little bit of time doing my own pre-orders before I even get into this. But I have to say that I was really surprised by this one. This is New Age Hammond. It's Wheeljack. So nowhere else on the internet have I seen anything about Wheeljack coming, but I do see a pre-order up at ShowZ. Got mine in right away, and I'm pretty excited. Sight unseen, did this with their Swoop, and their Swoop, the price of that one is about $57. A little on the expensive side, but they do really great job with paint, a lot of that stuff. They've also put up pre-orders for several other of the AMK Pro Series. This is for the Bumblebee pre-assembled kit Soundwave, and looks really cool if you're into all of this. There's some other ones that they're doing. There's a Last Night Prime. There's the Mirage from the Rise of the Beast, and if I told you anything else, I'd be spoiling the news segments. So this one here is a $45 1/10 scale, 1/10 being larger than 1/12, and it is the MS General Takeout model kit. It is a model kit, comes with a motorcycle and a female character here. Looks really cool, just kind of caught my eye. Figured might be something people are interested in. Okay, so starting out with Masterpiece, it looks like people are getting their hands on the Fans Toys version of Gears. It looks like people are pretty happy with it. It looks painted very well, and I do like these in-hand pictures because you get to see a little bit more reality of what's going on. I'm sure there's probably a review out there. I haven't even watched a review on this yet from anybody just yet. Mine's on the way from ShowZ. Look forward to taking a look at it, but so far it looks very promising, looks really good, and you don't really gotta work that hard to beat a 7-year-old Bad Cube mold. So Fans Project's putting out more pictures of their first test shot of the MB-22 robot mode made from the actual mold. So this is actually what it's going to look like. And it's kind of cool that they're going deeper into different eras of the Transformers franchise there. So looking pretty cool, looking pretty good. If you're into this, it's coming along very well, very quickly. And it seems like we just get small updates every single week, which is kind of fun. Alright, so we're getting some pictures of the MPG-05 train bot, and as they're coming along, they are getting a little bit better. I think that these look a little better as they, I guess, progress, as they're doing more of them, but I'm sure they had all the designs pre-planned ahead of time. But here's the train mode, and if you're in on this, I truly thought this thing was done, but it makes sense that it's not. And it is one of the options out there for a Raiden train bot if you're into this thing, or if you're wanting maybe one set for combined mode, one set for bot mode. I would say this set would probably be the train mode set, but there we go. It looks like they're finishing it up. All right, so official Takara Masterpiece Beast Wars MP 59 Rhinox official images here. This thing looks phenomenal. I just really does look good. You know Takara made the Studio Series one, and there was that one KO oversized, but even from the fuzzy image, I knew this was going to be vastly superior. And Takara does good work, and I don't think there's even one of their Beast Wars figures that looks bad. And with that, this really does fix the problems or right the wrong with the original 90s versions of Beast Wars, in my opinion. I was turned off by those characters and figures. The figures, not the cartoon animation or those characters, but the actual figures that were made by Hasbro back in the day. But this looks phenomenal. Really looks great. I think they've done a good job here. I've got my pre-order in with Show Z already. And just looking at this, everything looks like I want and I would expect. Curious about the paint. I do kind of want that green to be a nice metallic, like we saw in the show, and all the green that's in them, all the green should be metal and metallic looking, and it appears that way. Not really super heavy with accessories, but I kind of am hoping for a lower price point. I've been noticing lower price points on the Beast Wars stuff, partially because I think they go into it knowing that they're not going to sell as many as, say, a G1 character. And with that, they've got to keep the cost down. Not a whole lot of extra parts. I'm not upset about that. They all look pretty cool. They all work well with this character. And I'm hoping for under 150, maybe a 125. But it's going to be a big character, so I have no idea. And with that, if we're going by the Japanese price of 35,200 yen, that translates over to 235 US dollars. So I don't know what the Show Z price will be. That's what I'm saying. Guess we'll be finding out eventually, but I was hoping for closer to $100 less than this. Alright, so Queen Studios Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime statue is interesting looking, to say the least. It is going to be limited to 99 units worldwide, 82 centimeters tall by 68 centimeters by 68 centimeters. And with that, third quarter 2024 is when it's going to be out. 99 total units, limited edition. So I don't see the price. I'm sure it's going to be up there. Okay, so Toy Tora has previously released some of the Rise of the Beast SD figures, and now they're bringing us a new collection of the super deformed chibi versions of Beast Wars characters. There's Cheetor, Black Arachnia, Rat Trap, Waspinator, Rhinox, Megatron, also a smiley face variant with this duck. And not sure again on pricing on these, availability. These are not made for the US market, but they're interesting, something to cover. Left it in sort of the masterpiece realm because it is something that's kind of obscure. You have to import this stuff. And we're seeing some pictures of the X-Transplants James Bond, their punch counterpunch, and it looks to be like it's a pretty decent figure. It has some of the kind of X-Transbots vibe to it. It looks great, and it's going to work. No, I haven't seen anybody break one yet, but some of the parts kind of like the knees seem to be a little bit wobbly, and they have a slider in them or something along those lines. But that's not really what I was concerned about. I was concerned about how you swap from one to the other. So like, how do you go from one side to the other? And actually, it looks very easy. You literally just turn around and adjust his shoulders and swap his hands out. He's got like a double hand swap thing going on, and that's pretty much it. The head is front and back, so you have one face on one side, one face on the other. And with that, I'm excited to get it. I think that they didn't quite over-engineer this, although it's still a lot of engineering in it, a lot of complexity to it, from what I've seen from some videos. But really looking forward to it, excited for it, and check out Deluxe. Looks like he just dropped one. Deluxe Baldwin dropped one of these videos about this guy. So I'm starting to really be more interested in YOLO Park, the AMK Pro Series 8-inch figures, specifically the G1 looking ones. And as you can see at the top, you have these $2,000 figures, and then below it you have the AMK Pro Series, and those are about 60 something dollars depending on where you get it. And then at the bottom, I'm not sure even the pricing and availability just yet on those smaller, those minis, AMK minis, I guess what they're calling them. So it's kind of a beautiful picture, kind of seeing their product offering right now and going forward and what's going on with them. But then you get into some other fun stuff. Now we can see Megatron, Optimus Prime, and then they just revealed their Starscream. These look amazing, every one of them. And if they keep going along this line and keep making these, this is going to be a phenomenal collection of figures that are they're bigger than the main line, but they are very true to the G1. They are very high quality, high-end materials, and they're classified as model kits. They do not transform, but let's look at Starscream now. And really not much more that you see from this one picture here. But imagine this thing painted up, looking amazing like those other two. I am very impressed with what they've done right here. And with that, I'm in on all of them. Until I get in my hands, if I get in my hands and I don't like the way it feels or just don't like the way it look in hand, I'll say so. But as it stands right now, this looks amazing. I am really excited for these. Okay, so we have a new reaction figure coming from Super 7 for the Halloween Optimus Prime, and talk about milking a mold. They're candy corny on this. So it's either a pumpkin color or a candy corn color, depending on how you want to look at it. And he has kind of a black and orange and yellow. It says yellow is mixed in there somehow. They call it their colorway. Interesting. It's something if you're interested in it to get it, and if not, well, of course, obviously you'd pass, but figured I'd show it. Alright, so we've got a few more Masterpiece pictures here. This is an in-hand picture of the Magic Squares Optimus Prime 2.0. This is the Masterpiece one still. This is the toy version, which looks really good, especially with that Toy Joy backdrop they got going on. And here he is, just kind of straight up A stance, kind of getting a good, solid look at him. Looks fantastic. I look forward to getting my hands on him. And I do like this mold overall, but I'm starting to think maybe the plastic's not painted at all, but I guess we'll be okay with it. I don't know if we're going to be getting back to those super ultra good painted Magic Square figures, because we haven't seen those in a while. And X Transbots is showing off more pictures of their MX-46 Big Load final makeup photo colored samples exhibited. So TFCon in October 20th, 2023, TFCon, they're going to be showing this off in person. So that'll be pretty interesting to see. And this shows all three modes and the progress that they're making on their Devastator. Okay, we got in-hand pictures of the McFans Toys Sandstorm, and he is a freak in the sheets. Check him out. I think he looks really good. I think this is a good representation of the character, better than we've gotten in the main line, in my opinion. I know some people really like the previous one that Hasbro had put out, but this looks very G1, very close to G1, and kind of upgraded. Will be fun to take a look at him. Here is his, I think it's supposed to be the Dune Buggy. I think it's supposed to be a Dune Buggy, but it's car mode. And his car mode, then you have his Hella Chopper mode and all modes. I feel like every mode looks good for the character, as what the character should look like, but you're really only comparing it to the original G1 toy, and if it beats that, well, I think that we've made some progress. Alright, so we've got pictures of the New Age cartoon variation of the Grimlock, and I have the first one, which is more of a toy version, and I love that. But now I kind of understand why so many people are saying we need proper cartoon representations, because this does look good. When you paint the plastic, that's that yellow paint on there, and then you paint the gray, it pops and it does feel more cartoonish. So the paint that's used by New Age makes this figure pop, and I can see why so many people are saying, hey, we need a Masterpiece level repaints of all of these, and I can see that. Not sure if I'd want to put that much money into it, but some people do want that. And we see this with New Age, and here's the bot mode. Not sure if there's going to be maybe some decals applied to that down the road or something. Looks a little bit on the plain side, but that is the number one complaint about Toon. It's a little too plain. But I think it looks great. Alright, so now we're getting into some big news for Mainline, but it's still import, I think. I don't think this is coming to your Targets or your Walmarts, but you should still be able to order it the likes of TF Source and the Chosen Primes and those places, in my understanding of this. This is called the Takara Tomy Transformers Dramatic Capture Series Nemesis Bridge, and this has Shockwave, Megatron, and Soundwave. And I do want to point out that it's Shockwave, but not with all the extra stuff that went along with it to make him a leader. Megatron sitting on Starscream's throne, and we've got the Netflix version of Soundwave. All these have slight different paint apps, but I kind of feel like all of these are the best versions of these characters that we've seen. And with that, getting your hands on this set might be worth a little bit extra. It's saying it's translating over to about $111. So that is not a bad price, considering these are the best representations of these characters. And you get the throne thrown in there. Takara's also showing off the Legacy United Voyager Silverbolt coming to us. So this does look good. This character is one of those characters that kind of a love-hate relationship. Some people hate the character, some people love the character. I thought he was a great character. Thought it was a lot of fun. But Silverbolt, of course, is the leader of the G1 aerial bots, and that's my favorite combiner. So I knew they were targeting me with this character. We got 2 new retro bots. We've got Soundwave and Blaster. Kind of surprises me because they just made Blaster, but then a lot of people that have explained how Hasbro makes their decisions on what they make next in retro is what mold do they have closest to them that's most easily, readily available. Oh, the one they just made 2 years ago, Blaster. Surprised they're pulling off Soundwave, by the way. They did make Soundwave not too long ago, though, shortly before the Blaster. All this makes sense. It rhymes. It's like rhyming. But this is the 40th anniversary retro reissues to look, I'm guessing, to look more like the cartoon than the toy. Okay, so we have in here picture of the Soundwave with his packaging. It says 40th anniversary on it, 40 years. And they've got plastic. A lot of it. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. I do have a theory, though. I think that anything that was made, and it was made in the plastic-free era, that it's going to have plastic-free for the rest of its life. So if, say, a shipwreck, or let's just throw it out there, a shipwreck gets reissued 2 years later, it's still going to have the plastic-free with it. Because that's just how everything's allocated toward it at the time. That's just my theory. Here we are with Blaster and his box, and it looks good. And you see plastic. And you see, we get Steeljaw with them. So that looks cool. Looks great. Excellent. Oh wait, the price is not excellent. The price is $45 each, and that's a bit too much for me. Also, we have the Takara Tomy Beast Wars Phantom Confrontation Ghost of Starscream versus Waspinator. And it's funny, too, because I keep thinking we have Waspinator, but there's the other repaint of Waspinator that keeps floating around the Ollies and the Rosses and stuff. And it's not Waspinator, but it looks like Waspinator. So we haven't really had a true Waspinator in a while. And here we go with a clear Starscream. So cool set if you're willing to get your hands on it for no matter the cost. And I don't know the cost. We have a couple other Takara Tomy items. There's going to be an Optimus Prime and Novocaine. So I'm a little numb to the character of Novocaine, but he looks like just kind of a weaponizer, kind of, in my mind, I make sense of it by saying this dude right here is Target Master. And it's really funny that I'm talking about this today because my son ordered, I think, almost this exact mold, but in a Nemesis Prime in a black variation for $14 off a Temu. Took 2 months to get here, but he got a Temu figure, and that's interesting that it went that route. He's been messing with it all day. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing. Of course, it's Nemesis. And I said, why didn't you get the regular Prime? So, because I already have several regular Optimus Primes. I wanted something different. Okay, so a friend of mine went on a road trip. Actually, I went on a road trip one way. He went the other way. He knew which way I was going. He went the opposite direction. He got a Cosmos at a Ross. This isn't his picture. It's just a picture. But he did get a Cosmos. He said it was the only Speedia 500 collection figure at that particular Ross. And he was stoked to find it, especially for $8. I couldn't believe he found it either. It was a shock. But he's kind of under the belief that there's a lot of this out there. Since he randomly found one, I could understand that. I haven't seen one yet, so I feel like these are still going to be hard to get. And we're looking at Transformers being on Fortnite. You can play as a Transformer character on Fortnite. I watched a little bit of the video. I don't think I played 3 whole rounds of Fortnite in my lifetime. My kids played it a lot for a while, but they're too old for Fortnite now. They outgrew Fortnite. And with that, starting October 13th at select retailers and then digitally on the 24th, that you get pack featuring Megatron, Bumblebee, and Battle Bus as a bot. So the blue bus turns into a bot, and that's a thing now on Fortnite, if you're interested. Hasbro is partnering with a UK manufacturer, Irregular Choice, for a clothing crossover, and you're going to be getting a more than meets the eye themed ankle boots, Optimus Prime bag, Music to My Ears bag, and Autobot heroic high-heeled boots. Not sure which boot's which, but looking at this is interesting that it's going this route. I personally feel I've never heard of this brand. Of course, UK based, not US based. But getting involved with Transformers gets your name on the map, I guess. Okay, so Motu is making a Beastman, and it is going to be $275. It's up for pre-order right now, I believe. But it's a timed pre-order from now until the 13th. It's a 1/6 scale, and it comes with a slew of accessories. So if you're interested in all of this, and you're keeping up with this, I realize I'm not a super duper Motu fan because I'm not willing to go in on 1/6 scale. I just have no place to display them. They look amazing. Price and space keep me away from this, but the people who get them love them. All right, so Masters Universe, Origins, all this stuff. I made a video about this. It went up yesterday, by the time you watch this. And I want to say that I feel like we're rehashing a lot of the same ground here, making a lot of the same characters over and over, and it's not as exciting as getting new characters. And with that, I'm curious how well all this sells. People are saying that Lord Grasp and some of these other Stranger Things ones are going to be Walmart exclusives, so I don't have the details on that just yet. But when that pops up, when we can order them, probably Walmart CollectorCon, that will be great. We'll have more information next week, of course. And with that, though, there's some things that are very interesting in here. So I watched my video. I give my take on every single one of these. I didn't really talk about Mechanic, though. Mechanic, I did pre-order him. I think he's awesome. And the Teal up there, she looks good like the rest of them. But I think these are all going to be, the vast majority of these at retail, and there'll be sales and opportunities to get them cheaper. I'm just really, my mind is blown about how many figures have shown up at retail and been clearance in the past year, and recently clearance after like a month. And this past week on the 6th, this is the Skeletor versus V Friends Skilled Skeleton 2-pack went up for pre-order $45, and it's still available for pre-order. Not surprised at all about that, but this will be people's first take on this new Filmation bug. Alright, so we've got a little bit of news about this mothership coming October 12th. So that's the date that we will be getting information, like price and all of the different features, how big it is, what it does, it lights up. I was hoping it'd be 150. How naive I am. Somebody pointed out that it can't be 150. Because that's what they charged for the Thundercat Mandora Electrocharger. And it is about a quarter or a fifth of the size of this. Better have my wallet ready. Looks like we are getting some Pee Wee Herman stuff from NECA, which is interesting. Very interesting. So this is going to be part of their Toonie Classics line. And with it, well, he's not a cartoon, but they're taking it that way. So you get a Pee-wee Playhouse, Pee-wee and Terry. We get a zombie, and which that's pretty interesting looking zombie. Looks a little bit more realistic, but still not as realistic as it could be. But versus the old toys that they made. And then we're getting a Randy. So if you're in on this stuff, then start checking them out. These are always priced really well, like 12 or 13 bucks. Really excited about Crystar here. And I gotta say that if you're interested in this, it's up for pre-order everywhere that you pre-order your normal Hasbro stuff. Wherever you order your Hasbro Transformers, you probably can order a Crystar there. Crystar is something of kind of an 80s, early 80s relic. And collecting the vintage line is very challenging. It's probably one of the two clear, transparent toy lines, this and Tron, from the vintage era. And I would love to see them make more than just Crystar. And if we come out and pre-order them, everybody that wants one pre-orders one, and they pre-order enough, it'll put this particular figure on Hasbro's radar to probably make more. I hope. I hope this isn't like Mask where we get Matt Tracker and never again anything else. Boss Fight Studios putting out more Fraggle Rock characters, and these look great. If you watch Fraggle Rock back in the day, then you know these characters, recognize these characters. It's a lot of fun. Sprocket, Wembley, Moki, and Boomer. Boober? I don't remember all the names, to tell you the truth. But it's kind of fun to see these. I wish I could be in on them, but for the price, and really I wouldn't be displaying them. I'm not in on them, but I know some people would love to get these because you don't see this every day. You really don't. Very few and far between on any Fraggle Rock stuff. And these actually look really good, even better than the puppets, in my opinion. And Shardamus Prime, the YouTuber, yes, the YouTuber, is starting his own Kickstarter for a line called The New Street Humans. And they kind of have swapple heads to look like mutants or some sort of animal kind of thing, Animorph. Interesting line, not really anything that's been done before along this line. And I get the Streets of Rage kind of vibe from the whole thing, but that's just my personal take on all of this. And they are stylized, they come with 30 points of articulation, 2 interchangeable heads, 2 sets of hands, and 2 weapons for 28 bucks. And he's trying to target 120,000 to just get started on this. And going up as there's stretch goals, you get a deluxe accessory packs and stuff. I don't know quite enough about it, but this is something new. And if you want to get in on it, support it, then this is your chance. A long time ago in a galaxy far away, Star Wars news used to get me excited. This is the Holocron collection of clear figures. And I'm going to start with Ahsoka because she's really the only one that makes sense to be clear. Let's be clear on that. She's going to be a Walmart Con exclusive, I believe, exclusively at Walmart Con. So you have to order her, and 35 bucks. And then we have Axe Woves. And this is Star Wars nowadays. I got to scroll and figure out. He's an Amazon exclusive. This is what sucks about collecting Star Wars. Even if you wanted this for 35 bucks, trying to figure out where to order it from is a pain. So he's Amazon. But there's no need for him to be clear. He's not a Jedi that I know. Then we have Bo-Katan Kryze. Let's scroll up and find out where she's at. Where do you track her down? Exclusively at Target. This is funny. At least it has a light up feature. You're going to need some batteries to get it lit up and to work. I think that's a cool effect if you have the right character. Han Solo, that didn't believe in the Force. Now he does. But he's exclusively at Hasbro Pulse and fan channel retailer, so anywhere online, 35 bucks. And what do we got? The Mandalorian? Mando. Hasbro and Shop Disney, 35 bucks. This should be all Jedi, but what it really is are the figures that they have still in the molds. Like, the molds are right there. Let's just go ahead. We just got done making a run of these. Let's just pop them back in the mold. That's really what it feels like. Anyway, this week's weekly news review. What is going on out there that I missed? What other cool stuff is going on Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Tadira Hanger out.